Alright, what's up, boys and girls? I just wanted to see if I could put a quick video out tonight based on everything that was happening yesterday and all that fucking drama and that ranting he did. We're going to use Hate Army Watch's video to start with. I'm sure all of y'all have seen it. Big ups to Hate Army Watch. He's getting a lot of views with his videos. Please go subscribe to him. I saw recently that he didn't have 1,000 subs yet. He's getting close. Go subscribe to him if you're not already. Get him to 1,000 subs. He's putting in that work. But as I was watching his video last night, it made me feel like Neo in the fucking Matrix, and where he has that moment of deja vu. Have you ever had that feeling of deja vu? And listening to that rant, and it's going to be a 4-minute clip from his video last night, we're going to listen to, then I'm going to come in and just drop some pointers here. And then we're going to go to the video that it made me think about. And, well, I'm not even going to fucking spoil it. Let's just listen to what Phil had to say via Hate Army Watch. And also, fuck you, Hate Army Watch, for zooming in on his face like that. It fucking creeped me out. The longer it went, the more you zoomed in on his mouth, you bitch. So, shout out to Hate Army Watch, but fuck you for doing that, asshole. Let's go.
This on Twitter. If you like me and my content, support it. Okay? Support it. A membership is $4. It's cheaper here than it was over on Twitch. Okay? And to be told something like, oh, we don't get the same benefits. Okay, I get that, but that's not the point of the membership. I'm serious, like that was never the point. The point was to support the channel, to let me keep doing what I love. You guys tell me you love it, and you know what I mean? But what happened with memberships? You know? I'll be honest, an entire month with no membership growth is terrible. Just being honest, it is. That's a bad sign. Now, this month, I knew things would be slow because there was almost no new releases. Games like Psychonauts 2 in 12 minutes, there's not going to bring people to come see those. Take a look at what happened just a few months ago with a big release like Resident Evil, where the views were sky high. Just last night, I played, or was it 2 nights ago? 2 nights ago, I played the Call of Duty Vanguard beta, or excuse me, alpha, and the views were really good. So it really is game dependent. I know that. It really is game dependent. And I get that. I know that there'll be more interest in my stuff when better games and more high-profile games are coming out. But when I've got, right now I got over 300 people on the stream, right? There's only 230 members. Seriously, 7 more people couldn't have become a member tonight. I mean, but what will happen is now people will try to hold this against me. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, oh, Phil's not going to give us the marathon now. It's like, guys, understand something. That's how it works, is if you don't reach a goal, you don't celebrate hitting the goal. Or else what was the point of having the goal to begin with? When 7 people couldn't become a member tonight, that tells me that I guess you guys don't really care too much about the marathons and you don't care about feasting with the king. That's what that tells me. This kind of reminds me, if you remember, when my wife first moved in with me, before she was my wife, all right? Everyone had told me they wanted the return of Cooking with the King. They desperately wanted the return of Cooking with the King. So I said, I'll make it a membership goal. Or excuse me, back then it was a sub goal on Twitch. And I said, if we do a sub goal and we hit it, I'll bring back Cooking with the King. It'll be me cooking with my wife. We'll cook new recipes and stuff. And guess what? We didn't hit it. And I knew, I gauged from there that basically there wasn't interest then. So I guess what this is a sign that basically people are saying, even though the marathons seem to do well, there really isn't that much interest in them. And there really isn't that much interest in the Feasting with the King, which I thought you guys loved for 2 months. Everyone tells me, keep doing it. When's the next episode? But if 7 people couldn't become a member, I mean, geez. It's not like it was, oh, we need 100, 200 people to become a member. I lowered the goal twice to try to make it more reasonable, So I don't know what to tell you. And again, I'm sorry. I would love to do this marathon. Really, I would love to do this marathon. And I would love to do Feasting with the King. But if I do it, then there's no point in ever setting up goals. So I kind of have to stick to my guns here, which sucks. So absolutely, I really, really wanted to do it this coming Saturday. I was set to do it. I had it in my scheduled and everything. But I don't know what to tell you guys, Maybe now what'll happen is, now we didn't hit the goal. And people will realize, oh crap, if we don't hit the goals, we're not going to have these fun celebratory events. And now it'll happen. Because remember, the goal for September, I've already told you guys, is a Halloween marathon. All right? I do it every year because we always hit a goal. And these goals are not unreasonable or you know what I mean? They're not crazy stretch goals. So right now we're at what, 234. Tomorrow I'm not here. We'll come back on Wednesday and I'll see how many we're at. Well, I likely will lose some for you. I'm be honest with you. I guarantee we'll probably drop down to like 220, 225 or something like that. So based on that, I'll say,
Jesus, man, that fucking picture. So, anyways, let's start off with some breaking news. And I haven't seen his Twitter today, so if he's mentioned this, disregard it. But he's still gonna have his marathon this weekend or a couple of days after that. He's gonna have it. He's gonna come back tomorrow after his day off and say that he heard from his viewers and they said to do the marathon. You know, I can just feel it coming already. If this does happen, y'all better start calling me Neo in the Matrix, because I am the one. Motherfucker, I am the one. But he's gonna come back tomorrow and announce some bullshit marathon because he heard from his fucking fan base, and even though comments are disabled on videos and his tweets barely get any fucking replies, and somehow a lot of people got a hold of him and told him he needs to do the marathon because they deserve it. And again, it's bullshit because he was already planting the seeds of the marathon this past weekend because of his quote-unquote financial situation. My ass. Second, there's no way in hell he's not doing that Halloween marathon. If he has to lower the total to 1 subscriber, he'll fucking do it. There's no way he's passing up an opportunity to have a $1,000 tips goal for the day and to be able to get away with it in his fucking mind. That's not gonna happen. He's doing that Halloween marathon. He can threaten it all he wants, but he's doing it. I don't want to rant too much, but listening to that video last night made me think of another video, and well, let's just see what we got.
okay, everyone. Well, now I hope you had fun. Being that I knew people were enjoying the playthrough, I decided to go a little extra long today. As you saw, I went a whole extra hour on stream, which I hope you appreciate. Quite honestly, let me take a look, because I have not looked at stream numbers all day. My God, the stream numbers were terrible. Wow, what happened? We never even... Hold on. I'm actually trying to go back here. Did we ever even get close to 400? We didn't, did we? At least from what I can see. I can't see the entire length of the stream, but from what I can see, which is back till around like 3 p.m., it looks like we barely even had 300 on stream. Wow. I don't know what's going on. Listen, here's the bottom line, and I'm tired of it now. No more excuses, all right? Because the bottom line is people are like, Phil's not engaged in his commentary, and Phil's commentary is boring, and that's why people don't want to watch the playthroughs of the streams. Bullshit. I'm loving this game. I'm voice acting. I'm engaged. I'm commentating on everything that's going on actively. Bullshit. I call massive bullshit on any idiot who says that about either the Watch Dogs 2, which I've been playing recently and really liking, or Pokemon. It's bullshit. I call complete and utter bullshit on anyone who's saying that I'm not engaged and I sound like I'm bored. I'm not. So I've had enough excuses. It just seems to me like people are fucking lazy and don't want to come out to the streams. I don't even know what else to say, you know? Jim Bob says that at one point we had around 350. Well, I mean, this is kind of ridiculous that I can't even get 400 people for a live stream anymore of new game.
And outside of calling his fucking viewers lazy, I mean, it made me think of that video. You know, just him bitching at people, trying to deflect. Everything's not his fault. There's new games out and the viewers just don't want to come out and support. And it made me think of that video last night, man. The only difference is he just didn't call the viewers lazy this time. He learned a lesson because he got chewed out that fucking last time he did that. He got bitched out. And he had to come out and put an apology fucking video out like the next day because he knew he fucked up, man. But that's the only difference. He just didn't call them lazy. He's crying that people aren't coming out and supporting him. He's crying that people aren't buying memberships. Of course it's not his fault. But he has to make excuses and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, dude, you've learned nothing. That video was from January of 2018. And by the way, prayer hands for Mighty D. I seen him come back recently, so I went and got that clip. I could have got it from Phil's channel, but I want to pay some homage to Mighty D because that's a homeboy right there. So prayer hands for Mighty D. Welcome back. Hopefully he's back for good because he's the king of edits, man. He is the king of edits. If you go back and watch some of his older videos, you'll be able to find my comments where I say that. But shout out to Mighty D. But that was from January of 2018. We are in about to be September of 2021, and this dude is still going back to the same, pulling out the same excuses, using the same tricks, just, you know, the same playbook. It's like, dude. And so, you know, those videos to me were similar enough. But if they weren't, I'm going to show you two more videos now. One of them is going to be recent, a couple of weeks ago, where he's crying about money, blah, blah, blah. And I was doing research for part 19 of To Catch a Pay Pig, which, by the way, should be up Thursday. I'm working on it now. Should be up Thursday. But in doing the research, I found a clip and I listened and I was like, before I even heard the clip last night from Hate Army Watch, I had these two clips set aside because I knew I was going to use them at some point. It made me think of what's changed in 4 years. So, well, I don't want to ruin it too much, but we're going to listen to a clip from April of 2017, and then we're going to listen to the newer video from a couple of weeks ago. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. And again, Neo here to tell you or ask you, have you ever had that feeling of deja vu? Well, let's see.
At the beginning of my video, sorry it took me so long to do that plug, okay? One other thing before we get started with all the good positive news in the schedule, I do want to let everyone know it is now, when I'm filming this, Saturday night of the 29th of April. That means basically by the time you watch this video, if you watch it when it's new, you only have a day or less to pledge to my April Patreon, which you can find right there, patreon.com/darksidephil. The reason I'm bringing this up, number one, the next Patron's Choice playthrough will be determined by those who pledge $5 or more by the end of tomorrow night, okay? Huge control. The playthroughs I've done in the past, like Persona 4 and Yakuza, have turned into ongoing series of me playing games like Persona 5 right now, where I just played Yakuza 0. And currently, Danganronpa is going to actually resume this week, and that's the current Patron's Choice playthrough. If you like all this stuff I do because of Patron's Choice and you want to have control over it, please consider pledging if you have not yet, all right? Also, the reason that's very pertinent is because right now, the next 2 weeks are the 2 weeks that are really tough for me financially because February was such a terrible month on YouTube. That was the month when the YouTube ad revenue plummeted by 50%. And I hadn't made any adjustments yet to my Twitch streaming or whatever in order to make more money. And therefore, I basically got paid way little money, okay, this month of April when I got all my payments cleared and everything. And I have been penny pinching. And I'll be honest, people who have been doing things like sending me tips on Twitch or buying Teespring merch, that money has been saving my ass because it's been going right to the bills because I don't have the money because YouTube screwed me over in February. The good news is, I made these adjustments in March. My streaming method changed, my video method changed, and I'm making tons more money now on Twitch, so it makes up for the lost revenue on YouTube. And I think once we hit mid-May, I should be good because I'll start getting the increased payments from Twitch and from YouTube and all that. But we're not there yet. I have 2 weeks where everything's going to clear. My mortgages, my credit card bills, loan bills, utility bills, everything clears within 2 weeks. And I am desperately afraid that I might not have enough money to clear those bills, which sucks. I'll be out of the woods after these 2 weeks, but we have to get through these 2 weeks. If you pledge to my Patreon now, this money, I get it in the first week of May, and immediately once it clears, I will be tossing it right to the bills, get right into the bank account to pay the bills, so that way I'll be good, all right? So please, if you haven't pledged yet, and you're not interested in the streaming or whatever, you don't care about going over there and tipping me or whatever, this is the way you can positively contribute and make sure that I can get through the next few weeks, and then I think the rest of the year, we could be great. We could be really good to go, all right? So thumbs up there. Thanks to anyone who is a current patron. Thanks if you're considering it. If you do pledge the next day, thank you. I will definitely do my best to keep doing this full time, but, your support is critical. I mean, just being real here, okay? All right, now let's talk about all the good news coming up, because I got tons of good news I want to share with everyone, and then we'll get to the schedule. First up, folks, the first piece of good news for you is that...
All right, and I cut it off there because the first piece of good news was that he was going to be doing Hate Live. His new podcast was going to be live on Twitch. And that was the good news. So instead of it being pre-recorded on YouTube, it was going to be live on Twitch, which meant he was just going to have extra opportunities to beg for money and quote-unquote interact with people during Hate Live or whatever the fuck it's called. Whatever, who cares? But 4.5 years ago, April of 2017. Jesus, man. He looked like a crackhead in that fucking video, man. He's pointing so aggressively at the Patreon link. His eyes are bulged out of his head. He looks so bad. He looks so desperate. And, oh my God. So, back in 2017, YouTube screwed him because of AdSense or the fucking 50% drop in ad revenue, whatever. 2017, YouTube screwed him, and he's begging on Twitch and making a lot of money. Turn around to 2021. Now Twitch screws him, and he's on YouTube, and he's begging for money. Isn't it Shawn Michaels? Can't put it any better than that. You can't fucking make this shit up, man. And direct quote in that video, oh, all that money I'm getting. If he's saying if you sign up to Patreon today, because it was April 29th, I think, he's going to get that payment the first week of May. And the direct quote is, I can throw it straight towards the bills. I can put it straight towards the bills. Phil, I've said this before, but if you were putting it straight towards the bills, why did you go bankrupt, buddy? Why did you fall so far behind on your bills if every cent and every dollar they were throwing towards you, you were turning around and throwing it towards the bills? How did you go bankrupt? How did you fall so far behind on your bills? Doesn't fucking make sense, but... And then before, we go on too longer here, man, this could have been a pre-stream from yesterday, and I wouldn't have been able to tell the fucking difference. Coincidentally, his voice sounded fatter there, but I guess because he was a little heavier. And then major new releases are going to save the business. That's what he's banking on. Blah, blah, blah. Let's listen to the last video. And again, Neo here. Have you ever had that feeling of deja vu?
Because yesterday I kind of explained this on the pre-stream, and I want to make sure that everyone understands what's going on this week with me. You know I'm an honest guy, okay? So here's the deal, all right? Now that I'm full-time streaming on YouTube, I'm making way less money via YouTube than I used to via when I was a full-time streamer on Twitch. Why? Because subscriptions, let's face it, I used to have 800 to 900 subscriptions on Twitch. I currently have 237 on YouTube. They're called memberships here, okay? And in addition, I used to constantly get cheers and stuff over on Twitch. I do get a good amount of super chats here on YouTube, but it's not as many as I used to make on Twitch. So getting, basically kicked out of the partner program for no valid reason whatsoever a couple months ago has pretty negatively affected me, all right? Here's what I'm basically facing every month. I get paid by YouTube around the 21st of the month. That money goes to my taxes, utilities, insurance payments, condo dues, internet bills, etc. It goes towards kind of all those things, all those bills. But it dries up around right now. Like all that money from my YouTube payment basically dries up around now. And I'm pretty much reliant on tips from you guys to pay everything else. So for example, coming up in the next few days, I've got my condo dues are due, the internet bill is due. That's all around the 10th to 11th of the month. Usually different, it's not the same day every month, usually around the 10th or 11th. Then, on the 15th, my mortgage is due. Okay? So that being said, all the tips I'm raising right now every single day are going towards those bills. Okay? Every single dollar is going towards that. There's nothing else I can do. I have to put the money towards it. I don't have any other income right now. Okay? So, this week, if I'm streaming and I'm doing really well and I'm hitting the tips goals every stream and everything, okay? Great. That's spectacular. If I hit the tips goal every stream, likely I'd be out in the clear. I'd be good. I'd be able to afford all my bills and everything would be good. But let's be realists here. Do I hit the tips goal every stream? No, I definitely don't. I don't actually expect to hit the tips goal every stream. In reality, it's hard to hit the tips goal every stream. Every game is different. It brings in a different audience. Having streams at different times of the day brings in different audiences. And not every day is going to be chock full of support. Just this last week, I had a Mass Effect 3 conclusion stream that raised $7. And the thing is, that's okay. As long as it evens out over time, it doesn't really matter. But because I'm currently in a situation where basically I am incredibly tight on funds because I'm now streaming on YouTube. Right now is like it's such an important time of the month for me because I need to raise as much as possible on every stream to get past the mortgage payment and all of that. Once I get paid by YouTube around the 21st, then I'm usually in the clear for a few weeks until I get back to this first week kind of situation again next month. Now, people are basically saying, well, it's like this every month. You're right. You're absolutely right. There's nothing I can do about it. I got kicked out of the partner program on Twitch for no reason, and I lost a ton of income because of it. I've got to find a way to make ends meet. And for me, I would think the best way to do that would be to stick the course, stay the course, and keep dedicating myself to this channel, trying to do my best as a full-time live streamer on YouTube. If you haven't noticed, in the last 2 months, we've seen really big growth. I mean, last month we were like, what, 150? And now we're at 237 and growing memberships. Super chats are up. They're way up. Compared to when I first started on here, like the last 2 months, it's been growing and growing. What I think is happening is people are getting used to me being a full-time streamer here. And on top of all of that, okay, there's so much new content now that's going to be coming out. Every week, there's going to be 1 or 2 major new releases, starting just in 1 week with Hades, and then after that, every week there's a new release. September, every week there's major new releases. October, November, we're in the busiest gaming time of the year. So I get the feeling we're going to see more people on the streams, more people who are going to be coming out for the...
Absolutely incredible. Incredible, man. You know, the more things change, the more they stay the same. How can you live like this, Phil? And before I say anything else, there's one part of that sticks out to me so much, and I actually love it. The reason you're not hitting your stupid goals and getting the support you've become entitled to, and by the way, you're very fucking entitled, is because YouTube doesn't have a gifted membership option, and that's what it all comes down to, baby. And I love it. I love it. Fuck you and your 3-letter bitch. Fuck that punk ass motherfucker too, man. I love it. YouTube doesn't have a gifted membership option, and that's why you're making these videos and crying the way that you are. 1,800 subs on fucking Twitch, and then he switches to YouTube and he has 237 members and he can't hit his fucking goals. I love it. Fuck your bitch too. Fuck him. I've held my tongue for a minute. Fuck that piece of shit. But getting back to the video, this is a direct quote. People are saying, quote, "It's like this every month," unquote. And he has the nerve to say, "You're right." No, Phil. It's not every month. It's every day. Then it's every month. And then it's every year. The other video that I played was 4.5 years ago. And what's your plan to fix everything? His plan is to, quote, "stay the course and keep dedicating myself to this channel," unquote. Unbelievable. How have you not changed in 4.5 years? How does this shit still work on these people, man? Again, you could have switched out that video from the one I just played to this one to the day before, and it's the same thing. Nothing changes, man. With this guy, with these people, it's fucking insanity. And I'm telling you now, that marathon will happen. Within a week's time, it'll happen. And he's going to come out and say, "Oh, I heard behind the scenes feedback from my real viewers and they told me to do it," and blah, blah. Do I look like a fucking fan of yours? Do I look like I'm a behind the scenes contributor and viewer of yours? And I can tell you this shit's going to happen. But, you know, I see these videos and it just makes me think of this stuff that I've seen already. And, you know, I have to make a video on it because it's like, people need to see this, man. People need to fucking see this shit. So, anyways, part 19 will be up probably Thursday, more than likely. I'll put something in the community post once I finish it up. You know, after that, part 20, I'm going to take a break after that. I want to work on other stuff. So, you know, hopefully you've gotten enough to watch there for 20 episodes. So, but, you know, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to make content. Outside of that, well, I did order, I put a members only video out recently, like I think it was yesterday or the day before. It was just a small video to say thank you. But I did get a new microphone. I ordered it. It hasn't been delivered yet, so I'm waiting on that. So the audio quality should improve. But outside of that, I will see y'all for part 19 on Thursday. And Neo from the Matrix signing off here, asking you, have you ever had that feeling of deja vu?